All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're looking at one single, crucial dilemma facing the U.S. Federal Reserve. And believe me, this isn't just some technical economic issue. It's a choice so big that it has the entire global economy, well, holding its breath. We're going to break down exactly why.
Okay, so what's at the heart of all this? It's a classic economic tug-of-war. You've got the fight against rising prices on one side, and on the other, the desperate need to keep the economy growing and people in their jobs. The Fed is caught smack in the middle, and whatever they do next, it could change everything.
So, first things first, let's really break down this central conflict. Why exactly is the world's most powerful central bank caught between a rock and a hard place right now?
And here it is, really, the whole problem in a nutshell. On one hand, you have the Fed's own meeting minutes, which show they are laser-focused on inflation. They see it as risk number one. But, and this is a huge but, those minutes came out before a surprisingly weak jobs report dropped. That report signals the labor market might be cracking under the pressure. So, you've got two critical pieces of data pointing in completely opposite directions. What do you do?
And if that wasn't complicated enough, you've got outside pressures making things even trickier. Inflation is already sitting at a stubborn 2.7%. Now throw in some proposed tariff policies, and those are expected to just add fuel to the fire, potentially pushing that rate all the way up toward 3%.
This right here, this is the Fed's main weapon in the fight. The current interest rate is in what economists call a restrictive zone. That's just a fancy way of saying it's high enough to deliberately slow the economy down, to make borrowing and spending more expensive. But you know, with the job market already looking a little shaky, keeping rates this high is a massive, massive gamble.
So, this entire high-stakes balancing act, all these conflicting pressures, they're all converging on one single critical moment, an upcoming speech by the chairman of the Fed himself, Jerome Powell.
You can see how the tension has just been ratcheting up. First, the Fed minutes come out, and they're all about fighting inflation. Then, boom, this totally unexpected weak jobs data lands, sparking fears about growth. It all leads up to Powell's speech at the Jackson Hole Symposium, which makes it, without a doubt, one of the most intensely watched financial events of the entire year.
You know, Powell isn't just sitting there looking at charts. He is navigating a minefield. The economic data is all over the place. The tariffs are a total wild card. And we're hearing reports of growing disagreement even inside the Fed itself. All of this is happening under the microscope of some pretty intense political pressure.
And this is the crucial point. The market isn't just watching, it's placing its bets. Right now, traders have priced in a 75% chance of an interest rate cut as soon as next month. That kind of expectation, that desperation for a clear signal from Powell, sets the stage for a major disappointment and some serious market chaos if he decides to hold the line.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit and look at the global picture. Because when the Fed is this uncertain, that feeling doesn't just stay in the US. It ripples out across the entire planet, and it basically puts the whole world on hold.
Over in Europe, the picture is actually surprisingly resilient. Some key economic numbers, which are basically just report cards for major industries, came in stronger than anyone expected for both manufacturing in the Eurozone and services in the UK. So there's some real underlying strength there, but even they are just waiting to see what the Fed does next.
You can literally see this global waiting game playing out in the markets. US government bonds, the US dollar, even gold, they're all just stuck, trading in these tight, sideways ranges. Nobody is willing to make a big move. The entire financial system is just paused, waiting for a signal.